your master Miko at your service. Arte. Hindi, pero kidding aside, there's this thought that's been running through my mind for a very long time now, and I really want to share this with you. If I am to give you an important piece of advice
na makikita natin yung posibleng kahinatnan ng ganitong klaseng advice if we actually run through kung ano yung mga posibleng kahinatnan ng mga susunod ng ganitong klaseng advice. Well, this is your lifestyle coach, Mark, and let's do life talk.
after everything that's happened to me, it's to never marry the potential. What do I mean by that? Kung ano ang pinapakita sa'yo ng partner mo ngayon, yun na yun.
Now, a big consideration here na hindi nila madalas find out, tinatanong man lang sa sarili nila, is bakit yun yung pinapakita nung partner nila. They always invoke that they are like this. This is their natural state. This is who they are. But almost all of us, most of the time, act upon yung mga available na resources natin, options natin, depende sa kung ano yung scenario or sitwasyon. Now, since different scenarios, different character, different attributes, different considerations, different resources, of course, different root cause kung bakit sila umaakto ng ganun.
Hey Master, what if meron naman talaga siyang mga magandang katangian lalo na noon? One thing that you should consider, and this is very important, consistency.
Now, isa din sa hindi nila madalas fini-figure out, kasi nga mas madali na lang yung mag-assume, bakit humihinto sila or nag-iiba yung actions ng partner nila? Bakit mo nga naman aalamin? That's going to be a very gruesome, tiring root cause analysis, and very few couples can undergo through that process nang hindi nag-aaway, nang hindi nagsisigawan, nang hindi nagbabato ng plato or ng kung anumang kagamitan, at hindi hostile sa isa't isa. So, being clueless about why their partners are acting that way or stop acting that way, pupunta sila doon sa ibang way ng kung paano nila i-confirm yung belief nila para lang ma-comfort yung mga sarili nila on believing that they have done nothing to contribute doon sa problema. Bakit ganito yung thinking nila? It's because sila yung naagrabyado eh. Sila yung nag-cheat. 'Di ba? Pag biktima ka na, ibig sabihin na nun, wala ka ng responsibilidad doon sa pangyayari. Common yan kahit sa ibang topic, katulad na lang sa pagpapasexy. 'Di ba? They throw out personal responsibility doon sa window, thinking that whatever their intentions are na dapat mangyari doon sa gusto nilang pagpapatakbo o resulta ng relasyon nila, dapat yun na yun. They ignore what is reality and go to the fiction wherein sila lang parati yung dapat paniwalaan, dapat maging tama, dapat intindihin, dapat masunod, at dapat pinapanigan. Now, the consistency that they are talking about and asking from their partners is actually weaponized. What do I mean by weaponized? Alam ng mga modern women ngayon kung paano paiikutin yung mga manliligaw nila. They ask for them to be like this, so on and so forth, without even considering them kung yun ba talaga yung normal state nila. Well, of course, when it comes sa panliligaw, the best foot is always forward. O ngayon, sasabihin nyo naman, kasalanan pala ng mga nanliligaw yan kasi best foot forward lang sila eh. Okay, sige. Gano sa tingin nyo yung percentage na mapapasagot nila yung manliligaw nila when they actually show their real, true, ugly self or monster that they can be truly are. Diba? And isa pa, consistency does not mean na magpapakatuta yung partner nyo na hinihingan nyo ng consistency. May mga iba't ibang factors yan, roles sa buhay, na mag-deviate or hihiwalay doon sa consistent na pagkakakilanlan mo doon sa partner mo. Ngayon, pag ginawa niya yung mga bagay na gusto niya, you are going to get mad. Bakit mo ginawa yung blah, 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 blah? O, diba? If you keep on getting mad at what is the truth, sa tingin mo, magiging honest pa ba yung partner mo sa'yo? Now, every time that I accept a client when it comes to life coaching, especially when it comes to dealing with problems, there's only one requirement or thing that I require from them. The brutal honesty of things. So, bakit ko sila hinihingan ng katotohanan at pawang katotohanan lamang? It's because doon sa katotohanan na yun, doon namin malalaman kung ano ba talaga yung naging problema at para makagawa kami ng isang solusyon na nakahango doon sa tunay na problema. Kasi maraming tao at maraming nag-a-advise na ganito, ganyan yung gawin mo para maayos yung problema mo without even knowing ano yung problema or saan nagkagulo. And yung pag-identify ng problema ay isa yon sa pinakaunang steps na ginagawa ko with my client. And yun yung madalas na ini-skip ng mga ganyang klaseng influencer kasi nga they do not have an idea how to solve or properly solve a problem.
Maraming tao na sa una lang magaling. Kung sakasakali man na meron kang nakita sa partner mo noon na hindi na siya yun ngayon at nag-e-expect ka na babalik yun, hindi. Kung ano yung pinapakita nila sa'yo ngayon, yun sila.
It's not always going to be pathological. Katulad nga ng madalas na ina-advocate ng mga ganitong klaseng influencer, they always pinpoint that that's how they really are. Now, with that kind of mindset, of course, mag-iisip pa ba yan ng ibang possible reason kung bakit nangyayari yung problema? Of course, hindi na. They would now immediately jump into conclusion and then followed by the action. And ano yung mga actions na yon? Andyan na yung confrontation, andyan na yung sigawan, pag-aaway, pagbibintang, followed by parusa. Or how can we move on with this kind of problema? Either pagbabawalan ka niya, sasakalin ka niya. All for what? All for a problem na hindi naman talaga nag-i-exist. Kasi nga, no one dared to actually find out kung ano yung totoong problema. Everyone involved just assumed that this is what is happening and that's it.
Tigilan mo yung pag-asa na baka naman magbago. My God, I learned it the hard way. Makinig kayo sa akin. Minsan tayo pa yung sobrang naniniwala sa isang tao kahit wala naman talaga silang napapatunayan pa sa atin. Kasi naniniwala tayo sa potential nila.
Na wala kasi talagang magbabago if you keep on doing the same thing expecting a different result. That's madness. Wala namang masama sa potential. We all have potentials. Now, yung potentials din na yon are going to sway sa potential maging maganda, maging masama, maging pangit, so on and so forth. So, why are we trying to cut off yung potential sa individual or sa posibleng maging partner natin. Kasama naman talaga yan. Now, imagine if sinunod nyo yung ganyang klaseng advice. Pinakasalan mo yung pinaka-perfect na tao sa buong mundo. Prince Charming, bilyonaryo, may red room, so on and so forth. Now, what do you think would happen doon sa relationship nyo? Would there be a room for any improvement doon sa ganong klaseng relasyon? Wala na. Perfect na eh. You've already reached the peak. And you know anong kasunod doon? People get bored kasi nga nawalan ng challenge yung buhay nila. Everything's perfect na eh. Wala nang kailangan ayusin, wala nang kailangan pag-usapan. Now, ang ending, since bored nga sila, sila naman yung magke-create or hahanap ng tension, drama, kung ano-ano pa sa ibang tao. That's how life is. We need the tension of life, 'di ba? Not the flatline of it. Kasi pag sinabi mong flatline, stable, puro maganda, puro masaya, so on and so forth. Flatline is synonymous sa isang patay. Now, one of the reasons why kailangan natin ng tension sa buhay natin, problema, pagsubok, so on and so forth, it's because from that kind of happening sa buhay natin, doon kasi tayo nag-grow. Doon natin nakikilala yung sarili natin, doon natin mas natatagpuan kung ano ba talaga tayo, sino ba talaga tayo.
Kaya please, wag kang magpakasal sa potential lang. Gets ko naman yun eh, promise. Gets ko. Siyempre kapag mahal natin yung isang tao, we choose to see every good in them. Lagi natin iniisip, ay, mabait naman to, ay, marunong naman magmahal tong tao na to, ay, baka mamaya magbago pa to.
Now, this are just wishful thinking. Baka magbago ba to, mabait naman to, 'di ba? So, wini-wish mo sa sarili mo na may magbago without involving yourself doon sa senaryo. Kasi nga, para sa'yo, wala kang inambag doon sa sitwasyon na kinalalagyan nyo ngayon. Kaya, yung pagbabago, naiwan lang doon sa partner mo. Hanggang sa you keep on changing them, you keep on remodeling them. And of course, yung partner na pilit yung binabago, kahit gaano pa kahirap yan magbago, since yung pagbabago na ginagawa niya, hindi nga ina-address, hindi pinipinpoint, hindi tinutukoy or nasosolusyonan yung original na problema because hindi nyo nga alam, kasi hindi naman kayo nag-root cause analysis, nawawalan ng loob, nanghihina, napapagod, kasi nga, they keep on coming up with a solution doon sa problema na hindi naman nag-exist. Kasi nga ayaw nyo naman pag-usapan or hindi nyo alam kung paano pag-usapan. Puro lang kayo assume. Kasi ganito, ganyan, so on and so forth.
Kung gusto niyan magbago para sa'yo, matagal na. Ang minamahal mo ay hindi yung kung sino siya ngayon, kung hindi yung kung sinong pwede siyang maging.
And that's why blessed are the couples who came from nothing and built their everything. Kasi nga, nakapag-exercise sila, nakapag-sanay sila, nakapag-practice sila on improving or going through their utmost potential nang hindi sila naghihiwalay, nang hindi sila nagsisigawan, nang hindi sila nagkakaproblema. Because they know how to talk or communicate with one another. Now, dito na papasok na yung marriage is just a celebration of what you've already built. Alam nyo na kung paano suportahan yung isa't isa, kaya nyong tanggapin yung problema na pwede nyong magawa, yung problema na pwede nyong pasanin, yung pagkakamali na pwedeng makumit ng partner mo at tulungan sila para maresolba or para makaget over, mag-improve doon sa nangyaring pagkakamali. And if you can do that with your partner, then nothing but time can only stop your love. Now, this is your lifestyle coach, Mark. You could book a free clarity session so that we could talk whether we can work together towards your goal. Have a good day.